started. Okay.
Hey guys.
Hey,
Hello.
Candace.
How are you?
Hi. I'm good.
How's
How
it going?
are you guys? Good.
Doing great. Doing great. Thank you for, joining and taking the time. It's been a little while since we, connected. I know, we've been sending emails back and forth, that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
how's everything going? Everything's going good.
Everything's going good. No complaints. I can't believe it's already the middle of September and it's like insane how fast everything has gone, but everything's going really good.
It's crazy.
Great.
When we first started talking, it was like back in March. And
Yeah.
And I think you guys just turned on LoadProof in May, and here we are, in September,
Yep.
and the time's just flying. Time's flying.
Is.
So,
It is.
but yeah, we just wanted to get on, a feedback call, and and we're recording this call just to let you know as well, and
Okay.
just because my boss likes to get this feedback as well.
Yeah.
And, he likes to see how these calls go, and but just gonna ask some basic questions about LoadProof, and kind of start from the beginning. What were you doing before we engaged, and what job were you trying to do, and what problem were you trying to solve? I have all the answers, but we just wanted to
This is my test to see if I remember.
But so I'll start from the beginning. So starting from the beginning, what were you doing before we engaged? What job were you trying to do? What problem were you trying to solve, and what were you trying, and what were your frustrations at that time?
Okay. Well, I do think that we are a different customer for you guys, just with what we were trying to solve. So we did not have anything in place prior at all. And we use LoadProof for our machine facility. So we sell insulation we sell a lot of insulation, but at like Lowe's and Home Depot and some of the smaller customers, we have a machine program. So Greenfiber owns the machines. You have to use a machine to spray in our insulation. So we own the machines and we loan them to Lowe's and Home Depot. But since we own them, we are in charge of repairing them and things like that. So we have a repair facility. And if a machine is at a store and it stops working, they get in touch with us. They send us, the information. They ship it back to be repaired, and we ship them another one at the same time. Because they can't sell our product if they don't have a machine. So where we have LoadProof set up is at this repair facility. When I first started looking for a solution, the problem was that we were shipping machines to, let's say, a Lowe's or Home Depot, and they would receive it in, but then in a day they'd be like, wait, this is, it's broken, there's wheels are broken, there's no hoses, there's no, there would just be all these things, but they didn't refuse it with the carrier. So we would be in a really bad spot because we had nothing to go off of. This machine shop has, 4 guys fixing machines and the machine shop manager. So they're not taking pictures or recording anything. They record what goes out, but we didn't have anything to go off of. So honestly, I manage all of our big box. So I manage our Home Depot and Lowe's business. And at the very beginning, really what I needed was something to have proof to show Lowe's and Home Depot, hey, we're a good partner. We're not trying to send you guys crappy machines that then makes it so you guys can't sell. That doesn't benefit any of us. That was kind of my first, when I was Googling, okay, well, there has to be something out there that can help us. That's really where it came from, so that I could send a picture to my merchant and be like, listen, this is what it looked like when we left. Yes, it's our carrier, so we will work on that, but to let them know, we're not trying to, be difficult. So that was kind of the first place to start. And then that's where it kind of started. But then I don't even remember, Ernest, if it was after I talked to you, or I don't really exactly remember, but then it became apparent, hey, we can also use this to go back to the carriers and show them. Now, as you guys know, if Lowe's or Home Depot does not refuse the shipment, even if it's damaged and stuff, the carriers like to, even with image pictures and stuff, they still like to say, well, they received it. But the issue is Lowe's and Home Depot isn't, it's not their job they're not looking at that. They're pulling in a bunch of stuff. They don't even, who's receiving that in doesn't even know what this machine does. They're just bringing it in. So it's helped us, have better conversations with the carriers on, okay, this is how this needs to happen. If in a week we're hearing that these machines are getting there and 3 of them are not even on the pallets anymore, or they're missing wheels, or there's like a gash in the side of it. That is on you guys, because we have all these pictures, and I'm not going to say we're having the best luck at like really getting like paid back or anything like that, but we have like a broker that handles a lot of our freight. So we are able to give them the information and say, listen, y'all fight this battle for us, but like, here's what we have. Y'all need to find some different people for us because this is what we have. So I don't know if that's that
no, that definitely covers covers all the questions. And thank you very much. And with the photos, you can prove, hey guys, we're doing our job right.
Exactly.
It's not our fault. Here's the photos to prove.
Right.
And additionally, you can also have this as a training opportunity. Okay, you guys are doing it this way, so you can try it other way, and make it even more optimized process.
Yes, that's and a third level that's been helpful for us, so it was like helping me with like the merchants, and then it's also obviously reporting what we're shipping out. But another level is holding our repair team accountable, because Ernest and I don't remember the other guy that we worked with that helped set up
Kartik.
Yes. Okay. So they really helped, make it what would benefit us the most, and they put a lot of work into that. So now we have the checklist, of okay, is it on a pallet? Yes. Is it painted? Is it this? Is it this? And so that's like another level that really helps us, because we have the pictures, but like in case they forget to take a picture, we have who is the person that's saying they signed off on this. Because I will say, sometimes people get lazy and they do still ship it and it doesn't look good. There's a side that's rusted or something, but A, I have the picture, and B, it's like, well, I have a picture where it's rusted, but you said it's this, so we can like have, it's a little bit of accountability there. So for us, it's really been beneficial, not in just like one certain way. It's helped us fill a lot of holes, which is nice.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. And that's, that's the idea with it, and you have the person's name. You could go right to that person, find out what happened, and use it as a training opportunity to avoid it from happening again.
Definitely.
All of those things, and you're able to do that, effectively with photos, and it's really, really great there. And and I just want to back up. So when you first engaged with us, where did you first hear about us? Do you remember?
Literally Google.
It was Google. Photo documentation.
I'm serious. Well, I was just like, I don't even remember what I was like actually Googling, because I was looking for, I'm one of those people that Googles like sentences of what I want, I'm like, find a blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I think I was probably looking for, I was like, company that, or an app, maybe I was looking for an app that would that allows you to take pictures and tracks, I don't know, something like that. And you guys are one of them, and I'm in Atlanta and y'all are in Atlanta. So that just made me be like, okay, well, they're local to me kind of thing. So I just, reached out, but it was Google is how I found you guys.
Man, that's awesome. And so then you reached out and said, let me talk to them and get into a demo and just see what.
Yeah, I think I filled out maybe a form on your website. I don't remember, or maybe I just emailed someone. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was a quiz. We had the quiz there for me. So okay, great. I just wanted to touch on that, and so what kind of results are you guys seeing? You mentioned previously that that you would have a few issues that would come up every week, and it would cost between $200-$300 to ship a machine. And are you guys seeing an improvement there, or anything?
Honest, so we I think we are seeing an improvement. So that cost is in this thing that we do with Lowe's and Home Depot, when they ship a machine back to us that doesn't work, they pay for that shipping. So they ship it back to us, and it usually costs like $200 to $300. When we ship them a replacement machine, we pay that freight, and it's $300. So what was happening is we would get it there, we just paid $300, and then 2 days later we would get an email or a call saying it doesn't work. So when it's our fault and it doesn't work, we've just paid $300. Then we had to pay another $300 to bring that back. So we're at $600. And then we had to ship them another one, and that's $900 just because there was an issue with the machine. So I don't know. I would have to look and see if it's like gone down. But I do know that we are not, previously that was happening because sometimes our guys that were doing the repairs were not doing it correctly. Right. So now if we do have any of those, it is not because our team is not fulfilling the repair process. It is because it is getting damaged in transit. So like I said, we're not really having great luck getting paid back from the carriers, but we are moving around carriers. So I can go back and look and see how much we've been, how much we were paying and then how much we are now, and let you know if we've seen a huge like decrease in that. But I'm not sure that it's a ton, not because of anything with LoadProof. LoadProof is still doing everything that we need it to do and more. It's just more just like kind of the nature of the beast of like what we're dealing with, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. And, and I know this is a different kind of, use case than, their typical, retail chargebacks, that kind of thing. But, it'd be interesting to see, what kind of savings that you guys are seeing on that end. And see how LoadProof is helping there.
Exactly, as Candance mentioned, not even only you're using it for one thing, you're using LoadProof for other processes as well, and getting even more value out of it. Saving money is one part, as well as optimizing the time, trying to avoid the norm thing that has been happening before. All these things contribute a lot to the organization. So that's great to hear from you, Candance.
100%, 100%. And even just peace of mind for me, because when I get a call with an angry merchant, the fact that I can just like be talking to him and then also logging into LoadProof to look at that store or whatever, and like confidently say, like, I can send you a picture. We didn't ship it like that. We did it right, but we're not. That even just that is huge just for me, with that peace of mind knowing I have that.
Yeah, no, and I wanted to mention the custom categories. We have custom categories as well in LoadProof. And this might help you guys as well. But I know Shiv sent some emails back and forth. Hey, Shiv, you mind?
I'm trying to figure out if,
It's an upward arrow. It's right by the share screen. There's an upward arrow.
Yeah.
And then if you hit multiple users or something.
You should be able to share the screen now.
Okay, there we go. I just wanted to pull this up. But we can set up multiple, checklists, multiple forms in LoadProof now. I don't think we had this when we first engaged, but this was something that was requested by a lot of people, and we can look to add this for you. Just want you to know that it's there, that it's available. It's called custom categories, and right now we've set up one form in LoadProof, but you can set up to 10 forms, and you can use LoadProof for inbound, outbound, different process, quality, safety. And you can set up a form for each one of those.
And so, for example, when you say inbound, do you mean kind of talking through what our process is? We get machines back from stores, obviously. So if it was inbound, then we could capture the same or different information, but the same, like in the same way that we're doing our outbound. You take a picture when it gets there. Okay.
Yes, and we can set up a form for that specific, inbound, and then you'll have a library just for inbound, and you can click on inbound. You'll have a library just for the library of records just for those.
And the data and everything will be pretty much classified, and you have better visibility because you have set up for 10 different processes, and you capture 10 different forms. So you want to capture some different thing. You want to use it for your internal process improvement. So you say something is the facility, they can just select that category and upload the essential information, and everything will be stored in a much more classified way. And it's easy for you to access, it's with this category. So you can just search the results and get the results. Yeah.
The way that it works is you select the category and then it pulls up the form for that.
So you would select like inbound or outbound, if that's like the terms that we were like using or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
So just wanted to
included in what we have right now, like, or is that like an add-on?
We'll have to look at that. Shiv might be able to tell us.
Yes, I can take a look at that.
Just
it's
because
just it's the recording on the screen, so I have to keep this tab
that's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll have to we can dig into that later and look into that.
I'll connect with you, Candance, after this call. And you can I'll send you all the details, so then you can take a look at it.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so great. And then moving on, so we just discussed a little bit about the results and that kind of thing. And how would you describe the transformation from the previous process to this process? Because when we first engaged, you weren't taking photos, I don't believe, but you were planning. You were planning.
Yes.
You were heading that direction. And then,
Yeah,
so
we
that's where
didn't-
the search came in.
Yeah, we did not keep up with, the repair facility did not keep up with anything. Like, they had like BOLs, but there was nothing. So, Shiv, just to let you know, and I think that Ernest knows this, I really don't have much to do with the machine plant facility, but I am a big like process person, and obviously it affects me with my customers. So I kind of just got like, okay, can you like help us with this? So I am, but
Yeah.
so when I started helping, I realized like nothing was being recorded. So I could say like, hey, store 123 got a bad machine. Like, when did y'all ship that? And there was like nothing. So, well, I say there was nothing. We do have this other program called FileMaker, and that's where our like customer service team records information. So we didn't have nothing, but at specifics like recorded of what was wrong with the machine, or when you shipped it out, was it in good condition, that kind of stuff. There was nothing. So we went from 0 to like 100 and actually having something to use for sure. And when we first started, when I first started saying like, I really think we need pictures, and the first time I looked at Google, I didn't find you guys. And I was like, well, maybe we just need to buy an iPad and, let them take pictures and I guess like email them. I said, but that's going to be terrible because we're going to have like, there's no way to organize that, but that's the kind of road that we were like thinking of like going down, but I knew that would be terrible. And, then I'm like, well, maybe they could use their cell phones and take pictures and put it in a file and just like name the file. Again, all terrible. So those are the kind of roads we were going down until I did find you guys on Google, but we really were doing nothing. There was no pictures, no like real organized data that we were pulling together for this like specific issue, that we were having.
Right. And with LoadProof, one of the benefits is visibility. So you'll be able to, have an increased visibility. You can set up multiple departments to have access, versus having, an iPad and then you're emailing it and it's in Joe's email or John's email. So with LoadProof, you can log in, the different departments can log in and access the records and pull the records when they need them. And the
checklist was also something like, the checklist on there, like, is it painted? Does it have wheels? That used to be like a physical piece of paper, like on a clipboard. And you can imagine, it was never actually like checked off. When I went there to kind of see what they were doing, like what their current processes were, it was just the sheet of paper and it just had a big like squiggle on it. And that was, they did it all. And I was like, okay. And there was like no signature, there was nothing. It was literally just a squiggle with the serial number on it. So even the checklist, and again, you can check something without doing it, right? Like we know that, but your name's on there and we can say like, okay, you check this, but it doesn't match up or, whatever. So that was also something that we semi had to process. I mean, there was a printed sheet of checklist they were supposed to be doing, but it was not,
really makes it hard to know, what's what on there.
Yeah. I don't think anything was actually checked. I think that they were just getting that done.
Yeah. Man. Okay. Well, I'm glad that we got away from that and to a better process. And, just have a couple more questions for you. And then we can, cut you loose, and, how likely are you to recommend, LoadProof, going forward? And, why would somebody, why should someone take action that, today?
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely recommend it. I mean, I've even recommended it internally, like with our Canada situation. Like I am very, I love it. And I think that honestly, the reason for me is because when I came to you guys, it wasn't for a typical need. Like it's a little different than what you guys normally fulfill. And instead of just being like, no, that's not like exactly what we do. You helped like really understand what we do and needed. And then we kind of worked it, where it was useful for us. And I think that that's huge, and I think it has added more value, like even like Shiv said, even more than just like saving us money. It's added so much to our processes and something where I'm not having to like make an Excel sheet for people to maybe update when they feel like it. Like it's just very user friendly and easy. I didn't have to, like I trained everyone and I use trained loosely because it's so easy to use. I'm like, if you can post to Facebook or Instagram, you can use this, So it's a very like easy sell internally.
We nickname it as the Instagram of supply chain,
Exactly. Hey, y'all should market that.
Shiv, don't give her any ideas. And now with this, also, do you know about the export results?
Yes, it
feature
exports
in
into the
Okay,
Excel
just
sheet.
wanted to make sure. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you mentioned the Excel sheet, so I just wanted to make sure you knew.
Yeah,
about
Excel is
those.
my love language, so I use that frequently to export.
I
Yeah,
love Excel as well.
Yes.
I live in Excel. I
Me
live
too.
in
That's what I do
Excel.
all
I
day.
love it. And yeah, so
Yep.
I'm with you on there. And so all right. So it sounds like we've covered pretty much all the questions, and we just had one more. So what suggestions do you have, to improve the product, if any, and what would you like to see added? Is there anything, on your wish list that that would really help you guys? And
I don't really think.
no pressure, and you can
Yeah.
send it to us later as well.
Yeah, I can think about it. And I can ask the guys at the machine shop that are actually like at the, holding the tablet and taking the pictures. If there's anything, I can ask them. But from my perspective and how I use it, or have the results and all that kind of stuff, there's nothing that we're having to do separately to add on to that. I'm not having to keep up with anything else because we're not getting that out of LoadProof.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, all right, and that kind of exhausts my questions. Shiv, do you have any questions on your side?
No,
This
Candance
has
is
been
all-
a great
yeah, this has been a great
feedback.
talk,
I
yeah.
really
That's
appreciate it.
hard.
Really appreciate it, and we'll
Yeah.
I guess we can cut off the recording.
Yes,
to
yeah.